From Daspletosaurus to Deltadromaeus and Nemegtosaurus to Nomingaya, get ready for the greatest race of all time. Welcome to the Dino Dome! We're here to cheer as two prehistoric pals race for the Dino Dome Cup. But the scene is always a surprise, from spooky cemeteries to serene springs. Anything goes in the Dino Dome. I'm your host, Amanda Shalala, and let's hear it for the Dino Dome Factosaurus, the Mesozoic master, Tim Richards.
I'm as happy as a Herrerasaurus. Let's get ready to roll!
From the late Cretaceous, as tall as a giraffe, as long as a bus, and as heavy as 4 cows. It's an ornithopod, all the way from Kazakhstan. Jump around for Jaxartosaurus. Also from the late Cretaceous, it's another ornithopod, as tall as an elephant, as long as a shipping container, and as heavy as 5 grizzly bears. All the way from Canada, Eggeron, it's Edmontosaurus!
Ooh, these two look related, Tim.
Yes, they're both hadrosaurids, plant-eating, duck-billed dinos. Some of them, like today's racers, also have crests on their head.
But the crests are different.
Oh, that's right. Jax's crest is bony and hollow. It runs from the top of her snout all the way to the back of her skull, while Eddie's is small and fleshy. It sits on the top of her head, kind of like a rooster's comb.
Cock-a-doodle-doo! So, which crest will take the crown?
Ooh, I pick Jax. She's bigger and her crest is more useful.
Intriguing. I can't wait to see what it's used for. Let's check the scene for today's clash.
Okay, I see some lush green grass.
And flowers, daisies and pansies, all planted in neat beds.
And weeping willow trees.
Next to a pond complete with water lilies and ducks. I see a fountain and a park bench. Oh, of course, this is a park.
Not Jurassic Park.
No, just a run-of-the-mill park you'd find in a modern-day town. Our dinos will start on that grassy knoll, make their way through the flower beds, under the weeping willows, and around the duck pond to the finish line near the fountain.
Let's get quacking. Oh, I mean cracking.
On your mark.
Get set. Dinos go!
Jax was first off the start line. She's reasonably fast, Tim.
Well, both of today's racers can switch between plodding on 4 legs and trotting on 2.
Eddie's off now. She's following Jax across the grass. Is Jax stopping for a nibble already?
Oh, that'd be right. She's a plant-powered herbivore who loves low-growing shrubs.
Ah, because she doesn't have a long neck for tree tasting.
Exactly. But her limbs are sturdy, so she can also stand on her 2 hind legs if she needs a bit of extra reach.
Eddie's taking advantage of Jax's snack break. She's edged ahead and is heading towards the pretty flowers.
They may not be pretty for much longer.
Holy Hesperosaurus! Eddie's ploughing through that daisy bed like a plough.
A prehistoric plough?
That's better.
A Triassic trimmer? A Mesozoic mower?
We get it, Tim. She's gorging on the garden. This race could take all day if the dinos can't stop eating.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
I think Eddie has a bellyache.
Eddie, you should have chewed your food properly.
It's not that. Eddie has more than 1,000 teeth in her mouth. Jax too. She's definitely chewing through those petals and stems with ease.
Did you say 1,000 teeth?
Yes, their mouths are filled with things called dental batteries.
Battery-powered teeth? They're definitely going to need an electric toothbrush.
Dental batteries are rows of teeth that work together when Eddie eats. They're very good at grinding. And if a tooth falls out, she hardly notices because there are new ones constantly erupting.
Ooh-wee! Her teeth aren't the only things erupting.
Well, it's not her fault. It's the plant matter. Daisies and pansies aren't prehistoric species. Some conifers or cycads would be more familiar to Eddie and her tum-tum.
Oh, another one. Well, while Eddie bottom burps, Jax has caught up. She's steering clear of Eddie.
I don't blame her.
And she's flattening those flowers on her way to the willows.
Watch out!
That was close. Jax almost ran straight into that mama duck and... Oh, look at that line of ducklings waddling behind her.
Oh, is there anything cuter?
Although they've created quite the hold-up.
Everyone stops for crossing ducklings, even dinos. Well, herbivores, anyway.
Eddie's put on the gas.
Good one.
I mean, Eddie's caught up and is waiting with Jax for the ducks to pass.
And the little ducks have passed, over the hill and far away.
Jax is in front as they enter the weeping willow.
Oof! These trees are quite dense. Jax seems to be getting a little tangled in the leafy tendrils.
Can't they just eat through them?
Well, Jax seems too distressed to think of that. Her thrashing, twisting and turning is making things worse. The hanging branches are wrapping around her shoulders and ankles.
Eddie's okay. She's stomping ahead and managing to avoid the leafy snarl.
Jax might need help.
Whoa! What is that honky sound? Are there geese here as well as ducks?
No, it's Jax. Remember how I said her crest was useful?
Yeah.
Most scientists think it was used to communicate. The hollow, bony shape makes a sound a bit like blowing into a conch shell or a foghorn.
But why is she blowing her cresty horn now?
To signal for help. She wants to break free from those weeping willows.
Eddie's turning back. Doesn't she care that this is a race?
Well, hadrosaurids are herd animals, Amanda. These two may be different species, but they're happy to help when a cousin is in need.
Eddie's using her 1,000 or so teeth to gnaw through the willow branches.
That's it. Just a few more bites.
She did it! Jax is free, and she's saying thank you to Eddie.
Oh, I didn't know you spoke, Jaxartosaurus.
Come on, surely that's what the tooth means.
Anything goes.
And now both dinos are neck and neck as they emerge from the trees.
Oh, the ducks are back. Oh, look at the delight of ducklings learning to swim.
Maybe Jax and Eddie can give them some lessons.
Well, it's debatable whether or not they were keen swimmers.
What? But they're duck-billed dinos.
I think they're capable of swimming, but scientists have a few different theories. Some think they were semi-aquatic. Some suggest they hung around water rather than in it. Others think they only swam if they were getting chased, while some think hadrosaurs may have even paddled all the way from Europe to Africa.
Well, Eddie's not quite freestyling across the globe, but she's wading into the water.
Meanwhile, Jax is taking the longer route and running around the edge of the pond.
I think Jax might reach the fountain first.
Yes, it's a further distance, but wading through the pond is going to slow Eddie down.
I don't think the duckies like Eddie in their pond.
You're right. Ducks are very territorial.
They're attacking Eddie.
It's a flurry of feathers.
This is seriously foul play.
You whacked me up.
The ducks are Eddie with their wings and pecking her like a predator. Duckies, don't you see she has the same bill as you? And you know what they say, if it looks like a duck...
Now that you mention it, they don't look a whole lot like ducks.
Huh?
Eddie and Jax do have flat bones in their snouts, similar to a duckbill.
Only similar?
The bones are especially similar. But animals are more than just bones, and fossil examinations show Eddie has lots of tissue around her bill, so it was fleshier and more of a curved shape than a duck's.
Why do we call them duck-bill dinos then?
It's just a name that's stuck. And remember, scientific opinion is constantly changing.
Speaking of changing, Jax has changed course. Jax, you are almost at the fountain.
She's wading into the pond.
Oh, she's helping Eddie.
Returning the favour after her tangle with the weeping willows.
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
What?
That's what Jax is saying. Shoo, ducks.
Oh, well, that's right. You speak Jaxartosaurus.
It's working. The tooting has scared the ducks away.
Now both dinos just need to wade out of the pond and towards the fountain.
Jax is leading the way.
And Eddie's not far behind.
I think Jax has got it. Just a few steps to that fountain.
Hang on, she's stopping. No time for making wishes, Jax.
She's not wishing for a win, that's for sure.
Oh, she's having a drink.
Here comes Eddie.
Winner!
Oh, I predicted wrong again.
Edmontosaurus wins the race.
I know racing is thirsty work, but seriously, Jax?
And here's Jax, hydrated and in second place. I'll head down for the trophy handover while you do the action replay, Tim.
Jax was first off the start line, but nibbled on grass, while Eddie edged ahead, but fell behind, dining on daisies that gave her a bellyache. Jax got caught in some weeping willow tendrils and used her crest to call for help. Eddie ran to the rescue before wading into a pond where she was attacked by a flock of ducks. Jax ducked back to help, but stopped for a drink at the fountain as Eddie ran to victory.
Thanks, Tim. I'm here with the trophy for Eddie. Let me just pass it over.
Let me guess, the ducks took it?
No, I dropped it in the fountain. I'd better make a wish.
I wish for a trophy presentation to go off without a hitch.
Oh, that'll never come true. You said it out loud. Luckily, we can count on another greatest race of all time. Join us for the next one. And remember... anything goes in the Dino Dome.
No dinosaurs were harmed in the making of Dino Dome as they're all extinct. Therefore, all sounds were made by people and animals, including elephants, goats, honey badgers, pugs, and camels. Yes, camels.